So this screen from the Microsoft Word is there, and then you all know that Microsoft Word is the main word processing tool used not only in construction but in many other industries. So with this, let's talk about some of the capabilities and features of the word processing software. Most management and project administration functions rely on some form of communications, retrieval, and use of information. Today, the primary form of written communication is done using word processors, which are versatile programs and include features formerly found only in desktop publishing applications. Documents can easily display graphics, photos, and short video clips. All of these items can be displayed on computer monitors, but the process of printing them becomes somewhat more cumbersome. High quality color output is being used more in day-to-day project administration. The cost of printers continues to come down, with most of the printing cost in the form of ink. Most written communications use fewer rather than more graphics, although digital photos are being used more and more for project documentation and are being incorporated into our written communications. So there are two advantages of using the word processing programs. The word processing programs can store project participants' names and addresses as well as form letters, both of which can be merged into a single letter or transmittal for mailing and or faxing. The word processing program has the ability to electronically store and retrieve a document, linking its contents to issues, changes, and other areas that require complete records to discuss and resolve many situations. Of course, there are many word processing programs. All major operating systems have good word processing programs available. However, Microsoft Word continues to dominate this area of the software. Let's talk about something about the spreadsheet software as well. It allows users the second largest type of generic application used by the project management professionals for daily operations is the spreadsheets. So spreadsheets allow users to develop, analyze, and change mathematical or statistical information. So the spreadsheet allows users to use a variety of mathematical applications in one document. One of the simple document that uses a spreadsheet-based application to perform its function is the application for payment used on most projects. Spreadsheets automatically perform mathematical functions without error, assuming that the formulas, data fields, and inputs are correct. When using a standardized form, typing is not required with the exception of updates such as additional changes. And however, updating form is a relatively simple process, showing the instant totals and amounts to be reimbursed each month. Even creating what if scenarios can be easily done using a spreadsheet. So this is the view of a spreadsheet which illustrates the use of computations for the application for payment. And there is this another figure which is the spreadsheet for a submittal log. Okay. So payments and quantities calculation and the submittal logs both can be performed on spreadsheet programs. Okay, so I now talk about the database software. Another category of software that is becoming more critical to the construction professionals is the database. Databases allow the user to store, group, and quickly retrieve data. So the data can take many different forms. In construction accounting, the cost control forms utilize databases to generate job site cost items. Quantities, labor hours, equipment usage, change order costs, and other pertinent cost items can be entered into the databases. So the summarizing and reporting ability of most databases makes an excellent uh, tool for cost control areas. So storage of cost items for estimating purposes uh, is another form of databases that can be used. So the contractors use in-house prepared cost databases and commercially prepared databases that are available from numerous vendors. So some contractors prefer the in-house type as it relates to actual historical costs from previous projects. Because this method can be fairly costly to compile and maintain, some contractors prefer to use the commercial type. The commercial cost databases, however, do not accurately reflect a particular contractor's cost. Both databases must be kept current, either by manually entering current data or by purchasing periodic updates. So some interpretation of uh, conditions and applications is necessary when using either type of database. Many spreadsheets can also perform many of the same functions as databases, but generally relational databases are easier and more functional than the spreadsheet database. So we can now talk about the some of the computer hardware. So computers are uh, being used on the job site as well as in the contractor's office. It is important to select the appropriate amount and type of hardware to match the field staff and its needs. Computers and office equipment are part of the job site overhead cost and should be selected with care, minimizing unnecessary equipment. Uh, so a typical list of the hardware is as follows. So for example, we need computers. So computers can be desktop or laptop PCs with at least uh, the some requirements which keep changing from time to time. Okay, so and then you may have printers, inkjet. They can be inkjet or laser printers, or some combinations such as the laser printers or fax machines, scanners in one. So most sites today have broadband access and are now using DSL and cable modems. Project sizes get bigger. As project sizes get bigger, trailers and offices are becoming networked together using routers and switches. Information technology on the job site is becoming as complicated as in small offices, and maintenance costs should be considered and planned for as a new job site overhead cost. So today's construction job sites generally have wireless services also to accommodate the number of laptops and now mobile or smartphone devices. So let's talk about the document and contract uh, control software. In general, most computer software products that are designed for filing, organizing, and retrieving documents are a derivative of the database software with the ability to create forms, generate correspondence, and perform mathematical calculations with costs. So features that project administration software should contain are as follows. Flexibility. So software flexibility enables a construction firm or owner to manage projects in compliance with the management styles, rules, and regulations. So each project that a contractor begins has its own particular set of work criteria. Some projects do not have the manpower to update and maintain a complex database, while others require more documentation because of complexities, potential litigations, and so on. Systems must be flexible and easy to maintain. Integration capabilities. So integration involves the compatibility of different forms of documents, such as databases, written documents, and spreadsheets to be used, accessed, and combined in the same software application. So being able to use and move information from one source to another is an important feature. Access and retrieval capabilities. During the course of the construction process, it is important to be able to quickly access and retrieve documents and information related to critical issues. Search, find, and sort features are desirable in project administration software. Security features. Recommendations for a computerized system must take into consideration the access rights and key lock or password security the software provides. Many construction firms prefer restricted access to their project files. Networking capabilities. As projects grow in size and complexity, the number of users on a project administration system increases. The ability of a system to be networked to several workstations and provide multiple points of data retrieval and entry is important. In standardized formats, a document control system should have, in addition to integration, flexibility, network capability, and access protection, a means of creating a company standardized format. Standardization allows for quicker training of personnel and a more efficient use of the system. When systems are universally used, tracking by management can be done on a much larger scale. Let's see some of the examples of the document and contract control software. So for example, this is a view, this is an example of Trimble Prologue software, which assumes a traditional contracting which in this case we have assumed a traditional contractual relationship, which is illustrated which illustrates the paper flow that will result from using the contract management software. This figure illustrates the Trimble Prologue window that relates to submittals and submittal control. So both Trimble Prologue and Oracle's Primavera contract management allow users to expand from submittal logs to a more detailed description if they so desire. So the submittals in Oracle's Primavera contract management also can be linked to the schedule if the general contractor is using the P6 schedule from the Oracle Primavera systems. Another module of Oracle Primavera contract management and Trimble Prologue is the meeting minute log. In this figure for Trimble Prologue, note that all of the critical parts required for the meeting minutes. Trimble Prologue and Oracle's Primavera contract management can now prepare transmittals, which is shown here, to all attendees with addresses attached, and link the critical issues for data retrieval and file them in a location that can be retrieved when needed. So the ability to easily so we will continue this into the next video clip.